framed this way, and that is the right way for looking at San Francisco and the wrong way for looking at San Francisco. I just got back last night from Washington, D.C., where I was called back. I sit on a little committee that President Rich Trumka from the AFL-CIO has. It's an advisory committee. There's about 600 different central labor councils and state federations around the country. There's about 30 of us that are on this advisory board. And it happened to be the same time that the National Executive Board Committee was meeting. So we had some pretty intense workshops and meetings and sharing of stories, in particular in municipalities around the United States, about what's been going on. And it's pretty clear to all of us, from President Obama right through even people who sometimes even in a city like this seems a little bit moderate, but back in Washington is a real hero, Nancy Pelosi, that there really is a path forward for us to get out of the incredible quagmire that this country is in, and the type of issues that in places like San Francisco we really need to be thoughtful about. And there's a right way of doing it, and then there's what I'm going to call more the Republican way of doing it. And the proposal that Mr. Daci has right on here fits right into the same Wall Street Republican ways of dealing with things that everybody's avoiding, which is why everybody from Mayor Newsom to Tom Amiano to almost every elected official who's been asked is against this way of moving forward. City employees in San Francisco, just to do a little bit of a background, have just given up in the next 2 years $250 billion. $250 million, $250 million in giving back on their pay raises, including last June on the ballot. There was a $400 million pension reform piece. Sometimes people are a little bit not remembering what happened. There is a pension reform thing that just got passed by the voters, in which we worked collaboratively. This piece of legislation is not about pension reform. Don't be fooled. This piece of legislation is about making the lowest paid workers in San Francisco who work for the city and county to start paying thousands of dollars more for their health care. Single mother of one, single parent of one is going to be paying over $400 more in order to keep his or her health care as they move forward. That is what this is about. I don't know if it was an intentional or if it was just because Mr. Daci didn't talk to any of the unions, didn't talk to the Board of Supervisors, didn't talk to the mayor, didn't talk to anybody else any of the people that have been sitting down and grappling with this, with the problems, the structural problems that the entire country is dealing with. I don't know what it is, but it is absolutely poor, bad policy. There is an actual study that has come out in the last couple of days. I have not read it yet. That is going to say, first of all, that even what he is putting on the ballot is not going to save what the amount of money that it's going to take care of in terms of pension obligations. And it is also probably going to jeopardize some of the federal money that's going to be coming in that the Democrats and President Obama are pushing for in terms of stimulus issues, in particular going into the health care stuff here. This is an attack on public workers, whether or not it's advertent or not, and we're asking you to vote no. It's Measure B. I was looking up this morning. They've finally given some letters on those, and if they haven't settled really very soon, it's Measure B, and we're urging everybody to vote no on B. And I want to be clear. Everybody's pension funds in the public and the private sector took a tremendous hit during the Wall Street meltdown, in which people started selling subprime mortgages and people started using our tax money like they were in a casino. And there's a huge gap and a hole in so many areas of our financial structure right now. But we are working hard to get ourselves out of that particular piece. This measure is absolutely the wrong way. It's almost the Meg Whitman way. Let's just cut at the top. Let's make workers take care of all the issues, which is why we have a full package that we in organized labor in the community are moving forward with this particular November, which is to have some revenue measures, not taxes, but a few revenue measures that's going to help the city through the deficit, and then also voting no on, in particular, on Measure B. Thanks.
Thank you.